14 over 3 minus root 2. We've seen problems like this in the past. Okay, you just might not know it. If I gave you this instead, not the reciprocal, but the conjugate? Okay, so our goal in the past when we did these in the quadratic section, our goal is to multiply by the conjugate of the denominator in order to get rid of the I out of the denominator. Our goal then was the same as our goal now. What is I equal to?
Square root of negative 1.
Square root of negative 1. So my goal was to get rid of the square root out of the denominator.
Yeah.
Okay, so we multiplied by the conjugate, which was 3 plus I over 3 plus I. Using that same logic, we're going to rationalize this denominator, getting rid of the square root out of the denominator. So I'm going to erase this.
We're going to multiply by the conjugate of that.
Right. So if I have 3 minus the square root of 2, I'm going to multiply by 3 plus the square root of 2. And the top and the bottom have to be the same so that it's equivalent to 1. Whenever we are finished, that will eliminate radicals in my denominator. So on top, I take negative 14 times 3 and I get negative 42. Then I take negative 14 times the square root of 2 and I get 14 root 2. In the denominator, we have to FOIL it. 3 times 3 is 9. Outside, 3 times the square root of 2 is 3 root 2. Inside, we get negative 3 root 2. And last terms, what's the square root of 2 times the square root of 2?
Negative 2.
Okay, so it's going to be negative 2. Square root of 2 times square root of 2 is 2. But we have a negative there, so it's going to be negative 2. Now in the denominator, 3 root 2 minus 3 root 2 is 0. They cancel out, so I'm left with negative 42 minus 14 root 2 over 7. Now if you remember the imaginary numbers again, we had to split it apart into its real parts and imaginary parts. We're going to do the same thing with this. We're going to split it into the 42 over 7 and the 14 root 2 over 7. So what I'm going to get is negative 42 over 7 minus 14 root 2 over 7. So we're going to split it apart. And
Real parts and radical parts.
well, they're both real. Parts without a radical, parts with a radical. Let's put it that way. Okay, so, and the only reason we're doing that is to see if it simplifies further. Negative 42 divided by 7 is negative 6, minus 14 divided by 7 is 2. So I get negative 6 minus 2 root 2. Okay, so this really isn't a new concept. It's something we've done before, but we need to practice it some.